Somewhere along the lines of the meta, someone forgot how to counter that properly.
Yeah, very much.
Okay, we go into the final minute before the draft. Any suggestions if you could drop into the booth right now as the coach? What would you be saying to Team Empire, because they're coming off the back of an LGD defeat in the upper bracket, which they could have won 2-0. I remember Winter sitting right next to me saying they should have won that 2-0. That was terrible. They lost that 2-1. Now they've lost a map to MVP Phoenix. What do they do now?
First thing is, I think they need Resolution to step up and be on top of his game. He was underfarmed by Storm. He wasn't in the best of matchups, but still he has to deliver. And secondly, you can't lose your safe lane to a pressure lane. We've seen that multiple times, and IO Bristle, one of the oldest pressure lanes, and I mean, you have to quell that with 3 heroes.
Okay, very quickly, 2-0 or 1-1?
I'll say 2-0.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think Empire comes back here.
Okay. I also believe 1-1.
I'm with Ben all the way. Ride or die.
Okay, let's get into game 2.
Game 2.
Oh.
I think they caught Perry and Flax out there a little bit. You're right.
That was relaxing.
Yeah, okay. All right, good. Yeah, this is game 2. Thank you very much. MVP Phoenix on their way into the draft against Team Empire.
See, Phoenix's first pick, and they didn't ban the Bounty Hunter. I thought that was a big mistake by Empire, banning the Bounty Hunter, because you know what Phoenix is going to do. They're going to fight all the time. You're going to be skirmishing a lot, and Bounty Hunter is one of the best heroes. And you can give away probably Queen, I think, for it, only in this particular sort of situation.
And now they're in a case where Bounty Hunter and Gyrocopter are not banned, and they have one ban until the first pick of MVP. So I agree with you. I think Bounty Hunter would have been a great pick to have in last game. And would also have given
Undying.
Yeah.
Boom,
there we go. The first pick. I mean, he's one of the most, if not the most successful hero at TI. Statistically, Bounty Hunter is doing fantastic, isn't he, Nahas?
Well, let me look at that right now.
I believe that he has a little bit more than 40 games and roughly 25-ish wins, I believe.
I think can I just take the rest of the day off? 27 and 14, Waga.
So a little bit more than 40 games.
I actually think you two need to switch roles. It's clear to me that Wagger is much better at statistics.
I can't play TA.
I'm with you.
You don't have to. I don't play. I'm just sitting here and talking, dude. It's fun.
Hero makes me want to.
Wow.
It's like when you see a player play a hero and you think, I want to learn this hero, that is it.
Yeah, he has that kind of proficiency with plenty of heroes that makes you just want to go in and play it right away.
Yeah.
His TA, his Ember, his Lina on mid even, like they played on multiple heroes, multiple players. I think he just performs every single time. He's one of the most solid players, actually.
When was the last time Undying actually made it through the ban phase? Like, he seems to have been banned a hell of a lot. I've hardly seen him.
He has been banned a lot. It's also been at the cost of Gyrocopter not being banned out sometimes, but sometimes also just not being prioritized in the first bans and picks.
So I'm interested to see what Empire does here, because traditionally they've run Tusk as their 4 position with the Aloha dance. Do you think this is going to be a farming Undying and support Tusk, or the other way around?
I think it should be a farming Tusk, probably. Like, Undying, I think he does his job without too much items in general, whereas Tusk, if he gets 1 item, he doesn't need plenty of items. If he just gets Blink or, Solar Crest or Desolator, any of these items, you'll be fine. And look at these picks!
Oh my goodness.
This is such an MVP pick again. They always second pick Spirit Breaker. It happens so often.
I mean, you said earlier, ride or die. Period.
Yeah,
and,
ride or die.
This is ride or die. This is fight, never stop.
These teams came to fight. They definitely did. I mean, the thing is, Empire with the Undying pick, couldn't that be used as a kind of, we don't want to fight, we're going to chuck down the Tombstone, we're going to get some decay and then back up? Would that not be a thing you could do?
Undying's all about fighting first 15, 20 minutes, just because he's so terrible after that, unless you have a good start.
How dare you?
He also,
amazing.
He does go into what you said earlier, though, Melini, which is Empire should draft a little bit better team fights and start to secure this game. Undying is amazing at team fighting in the early portion of the game, and he's very hard to go into. So for a Spirit Breaker, it could be deterring some possible charges.
But do you really want to fight often versus a Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. I mean, Undying is a good tempo controlling hero, and we've talked about Naga in that context a lot. Now, the difference, of course, Naga being much, much better as you go into the late game, but Undying has some of those same aspects that he allows you to choose where and when fights are going to occur.
We actually saw quite a bit in the qualifiers because Undying was getting picked a lot. If they didn't want to fight, they just wanted to push a tower, they'd chuck down the zone stone, zone out the enemy team, and just sort of sit behind it as a kind of fight stopper.
Hey man, why not just have both of these heroes like we saw in the group stages a little bit, where you just drop the tombstone, song the enemy, and let 3 zombies spawn, and then take the fight.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome back, wake up, and now we're...
So a lot of the fighting carries have been banned. We see Juggernaut banned, we see Ember Spirit banned. TA is still in the pool. I would say actually Slark is still in the pool, even though...
And QO Slark is insane.
Slark's
That's,
really good.
you know, we saw his TA, but his Ember, his Slark, and his Phantom Assassin are the 3 that just he crushes on.
But everyone's just drafting like full fight mode. It's like if you pick AM, you're just gonna lose.
Actually, I'm a little worried about this TA, right? I mean, does TA do this well, Waga, in these just ridiculous early game skirmishes?
Might be like a Darkseer plus Spearbreaker, and Darkseer crushes TA, I think.
I mean, there is a weakness to if you get charged by Spiritbreaker. Early on, you can actually get punished. But if you get a good start, if you get good farm, you can always snowball. And a lot of it goes into, do you have nice farm in the lane? If you do not, you definitely need stacks. So Bounty Hunter, he can definitely bother her, pester her early farm. And if you can also contest some recovery, which is the stacks, then it's easy to shut her down, actually. It's just that teams
this will
have
be
not...
March on the Spirit Breaker again, I take it. And of course, the last time he played Spirit Breaker, he went 1-9, but they won. So how important is the way he plays Spirit Breaker more for the team rather than for any kind of anything else?
I think it's super important for MVP because they need an initiator, someone who can force the fight so that they do have these chaotic games. If you don't have a hero like Spiritbreaker or something crazy like Bristleback who just runs at the enemy, there might just be a passive game, which is what I think Empire would win every time.
Yeah, that's a classic example where the stats don't tell the whole story.
Yeah.
I mean, if you play Spiritbreaker as a pick-off-oriented hero, he's going to have that sexy KDA, right? But at the end of the day, the way MVP Phoenix plays, Spiritbreaker is going to be YOLO charging in, setting up. He might have that bad KDA, but he's setting those teammates up.
Yeah. If it was American football, he's the guy who makes holes in the defense or something. I don't know.
I mean, he's the lineman, man. He's there
That's
to
the guy,
create
the lineman.
opportunities.
Yeah, the lineman.
Are
You messed up when you said
do
American
NFL
football.
analogies. What's going on? NFL analogies? What?
What? Well, we're in America.
Oh, right, yeah. Are we?
Yeah, we've got help. Seattle is in America.
I
thought it was in Canada.
believe they have a pretty good football team here, guys.
Yeah, the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Apparently they can throw them.
Yeah, they throw. They throw them.
Come on, don't flame the Seahawks. They retweeted some Dota stuff during
Did they?
TI3 or TI4.
Do you know what?
Be nice to them.
True story. The Seattle Seahawks are my favourite team in the NFL because they love esports. Not kidding you.
There we go.
Actually, genuine.
Really?
I've seen them tweet loads of stuff about.
Oh, well, I take it back.
Merlini, we have a PL.
We do have a PL.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I was actually a little bit surprised to see them pick the PL. But, I mean, at the same time, Phoenix can take it any pace they want. If they want to fight a lot, they have Bounty Hunter, Phantom Lancer. I mean, at least he's better than AM.
I think he's a good fighting carry, honestly. If you itemize towards it and take him into the fight, he's pretty good against, he's amazing against TA. He is pretty good against Bane as well, because he only has single target. So, right now, there's not much that is good against Phantom Lancer. Even the Undying, sure. Tombstone and Decay, but Phantom Lancer killed her pretty easily.
I always feel like he doesn't really need much to get going either, and to become a pain in fights. Like, once he gets a diff, basically, a lot of heroes are like, well, it goes fun.
He doesn't do a lot of damage, though, I would say, like, in the first 10, 15, unless you have a Dazzle. I think Dazzle plus PL is really strong because of the double heal combo.
I think he's going to need to go drum first in this game.
Important thing as well, if you go fighting PL, you can't skill build like the burning build, okay? That's a farming build. If you put 1 point in Doppelganger and then you go, I'm going to join every fight from now on, you have 25-second cooldown on a Doppelganger, that's not the fighting build. But if you max that and have 10-second cooldown on it, you're extremely hard to lock down and kill. So it depends on how you itemize and how you skill build. The hero is pretty flexible, I think.
What heroes deal with PL? The only one I can really think of is actually Anti-Mage. Ember's banned. Gyro is out. Lesh is pretty good, but he's already out too. What other ones have like heavy AoE? Because they have none right now.
Yeah, they're really lacking in that field.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good
Wow,
shout.
Ben. Wow.
Amazing.
Anti-Mage.
Yeah, it's just...
The graph
like-
shifted so quickly. I was like, it's going to be all fighting as a PL. Okay, I counter with your Anti-Mage.
Well, this is what Empire want. They have Undying for team fight, they have Bane and Tusk for some single targets so you can set up the fights, and then they have Anti-Mage to farm up. TA, of course, scales well as well. But I think MVP are just going to bring the action in again, and it's about how Empire can control that.
Oh, goodness. QO Lina.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, this could be an awful lot of fun as we head out of the draft and into the game. Game 2, MVP Phoenix on the verge of going through the lower bracket at the expense of Team Empire. They've got to hang in there as we head back to our commentary team of ODPixel and Syndra.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for Game 2 between Phoenix and Team Empire. And after quite a spectacular Game 1, I think we can expect some crazy stuff coming out from both sides. Of course, Empire, this game meaning everything to them. They need to pull it back here if they wish to stay in the International.
It seems like every single time Empire has a really crucial game, they pick Anti-Mage, like if they can get away with it. It's been a pattern in this tournament, it would seem, so it's the strategy they will fall back on always when things just aren't going as planned. At least this tournament, as they didn't, apart from TI, they haven't picked it all year. So that's pretty interesting to see. It's a fact I bring up every single time they pick it, and I guess people are getting tired of that. So let's talk about something else. I like Empire's draft against MVP a lot, and it's because they can't really challenge the Anti-Mage very well if they just decide to... Actually, never mind, they're running Yoku on Undying, so maybe there is a shot, but still, I would be very surprised if MVP managed to contest Silent very much in the safe lane, so he'll get great farm. And they chose to pick Lina into TA. This is a matchup that Lina is known for losing. Like, it's one of the only lanes she actually generally just flat out loses to her opponent one-on-one in mid. So it's possible MVP will have to help out a lot with Febi around the mid lane, and again, that's just going to help Silent have a very good safe lane since the bounty isn't on him. We'll see. There's also a Spirit Breaker. So there's a couple of variables that they could try to take advantage of here, but all in all, I'm liking Empire a lot here. If they just get to farm the AM, get to win the mid lane on Resolution, and if Resolution has a good start, last game he got shut down super hard. If he's rolling, he is rolling.
Yeah, I really feel that the mid lane is going to be definitely the place to watch.